back for the rest of the finals of the RF2s and RFN classes. Hopefully after some cracking races in the RFX classes, we're going to continue that with these. First up will it be the lights.
It was a great race we just saw on the Supers. If you guys missed it, you'll find it on our YouTube channel. We just finished with that. We're going now into this next two classes. The reason we swapped the stream, unfortunately, is because I race in one of these next two classes, and otherwise you would have seen me from my view crashing a lot. But you guys want to see it from the track side and see everything, so that's why we have to do this.
Just a quick swap over, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, so we're going into the semi-finals now for the lights, which is the RF2 class as we call it here. And it looks like DiNapoli, he isn't able to make, or not, sorry, not DiNapoli.
Dragon.
It's Dragon can't make it for this. And it's apparently because he's got school or something. But I think it's quite a hectic time zone difference because they're in like America, him and DiNapoli, and that side of the world in the Americas. So yeah, cool for them to race when they do, but obviously time zone's a bit hectic. But they'll race when they can. But that is going to take this race from a 4-car semi-final to a no, it's all of these guys are racing, so it remains a 4-car semi-final. So who are we missing here? We
Just
need
Hugh.
Napoli, Hugh, yes, E.H. Boucher. So we're just waiting on him to join. I hope that he has remembered that we're racing.
He seemed pretty excited during the day, didn't he? But
I didn't get a message from him, so got a message from a few guys.
excuse me, I just needed to have a drink. Pretty parched after that last race. It's still still pumped.
Also gonna take a sip here quickly. It's quite hot here in Cape Town today. It's proper summer day here now.
Yeah, I've got the central heating set to about 22 degrees, I think. So not too bad in the house.
Yeah, I don't have an AC or anything, so I can't do heating, AC.
Yeah, just buy a little bit of time. Just give E.H. Boucher a little bit more time, see whether he can make it.
Oh, see if we can just make contact quickly, because that's the first thing. It's the easiest way. We'll give him a minute or two more to at least make contact. But otherwise, it's pretty obvious who's going through to the finals if this is what's racing.
Yeah, but I mean, like for the guys there, it's not a wasted race, is it? It's a very good track time.
It's going to be a good sort of test for the final. If
anything. We know after qualifying, it was Ali and his brother Matsutsi were looking strong, weren't they? Both taking.
I think Carlo was actually looking stronger in the lights, but Ali was doing well as well. Ali was very strong in the Merc. The Merc is where Ali really.
Yeah, I think.
Doing well.
Just checking the points. I think Ali had, if I can remember off the top of my head. Matsutsi had the first two good runs.
Didn't Carlo have a jump start? That might have been what put him lower down.
Yeah, dropped him down.
His actual races, he did, I think, quicker times, and he won a few more.
Right.
Because qualifying 1, by the looks of things, it was Carlo. Qualifying 2, Carlo. Yes, it was the third one. He had some trouble. I think a crash or something. And the next one, he must have also had a crash. Okay, so he didn't jump. But he started off strong, and then Ali won the last two. So it was shared. They both... I think Ali just beat him in the points there.
because his overall kind of points were, I think he had 2 second fastest times as well, didn't he?
He had seconds, whereas Carlo's crashes or impacts put him down lower in the other 2 races. But they both took qualifying round wins, 2 of them each. So they are looking like the stronger of the teams, Team Matsutsi.
Yeah, definitely at the start of this season with these cars, they've come out as the team to
beat.
Team to beat. So, can anyone rise up?
We haven't heard from Hugh. But unfortunately, we can't wait forever. So I think we are going to have to get underway here. Hopefully he joins for the Mercs at least, because it would be nice to have him racing. Let's give him a minute more. He's usually ready in time. Anyways, who do you think is going through to the final here?
Well, I mean, you know, any of these guys, obviously, in the qualifying heats, you know, some rounds were very mixed, weren't they? If it all depends on if you have any contact or anything, it can put you at the back. But
I think these cars, just being slightly slower than the supers, they tend to deal a little better with a little bit of damage. You can get away with a slight amount of damage because you're not hitting the walls and things as hard because you're not traveling as fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely still will impact the cars quite significantly. But yeah, I think we're going to have to go now, unfortunately, for Hugh. But we might see him for the Mercs. Let's hope.
Hope so. Let's get this show on the road, as they say. Yeah, give these...
All of these guys are going to be happy, though, now. They're all in the final, guaranteed.
Yeah. And they can just run this race just more as a kind of a practice. Yeah.
Practice with the points. Practice with the... But as we said, Ali would be the guy to beat in this race from what we saw the other day. So the other 2 guys, they're going to see here, I think, if they can keep pace with him. I mean, if you come out of this, depending on where they start, if you come out of this first bottleneck, first turn behind him, you might just want to sit behind him and see his lines, because that'll help you for the final, actually.
Yeah, definitely will.
But he's got the worst position here on the start end. we know he gets good launches, so I'm sure he's going to send it into this corner.
Yeah,
whether it's going to work or not, we'll see.
He's not going to back out into this first corner, is he? You know, with his launch.
Confidence. His launches are out of this world.
I mean, I don't. No, I'll mention it afterwards. I don't want to curse anybody, but let's just let these guys get off the line.
Personally, I wouldn't have the confidence to launch right now from where he is and try get to that corner first.
Yeah, but he's had a good launch. He's the neck and neck. So DiNapoli moved over and give him room.
Ahead, so they are both now following Ali.
They're still close. They're using that route out on track just to, as I say, not be too aggressive and just use that time to, as you say, follow Ali's line maybe and see whether they can keep pace with him.
Having a look. Ooh, contact
just
there. Tarmac holds onto it though.
Straightens him back up.
Good driving there from Tarmac to keep that going. We know that he does do drift for real, so he obviously knows how to handle a car.
Definitely does. It's a natural kind of feeling once you get it, isn't it?
He goes Joker. Tarmac, he follows Ali actually, so both of those guys go Joker to Napoli. Now De Napoli will just try to put in those fast laps, and if he can keep nailing some fast laps now, he might actually benefit from having stayed where he is.
Tarmac's doing well. He's holding pace onto the back of Ali now, so he's definitely made just a few setup changes. You can hear the engine revs staying up a lot more. I think the other night people were dying, like killing their engine revs and losing speed through the corner.
And in this car, you have to keep those revs up. It's very easy to get bogged down compared to the supers, especially if you've just come from driving the supers and you drive these. It's quite a different experience.
I think De Napoli is going to probably stay out to the very last lap, isn't he? He's got room in front of him.
That's the tactic. He's going to want to put in the best laps of his life right now on the standard route, and then if he can get some good ones, he might benefit. If he can do a perfect Joker, you never know if he could
Just
come
runs
out
a little wide.
nearer at least to where they are. Ali though looking pretty comfortable there. Doesn't look like he's picked up any knocks on his car. It's still looking pretty clean.
He's using the full width of the track as well, isn't he, to carry that speed.
He is. He's doing a good job there. This is obviously why he did win the qualifying.
But Tarmac, you can see he's not too far off the back of him. De Napoli has done his Joker now, so it hasn't totally played into. He hasn't managed to make up too much time. Just pushes on coming out the entrance of the tunnel there.
Luckily for him though, he is already going to the final, so there's not that pressure of I need to get into the final.
Yeah.
So he could redeem himself in the final. Just use this as sort of a test race to see how to get faster, basically.
Oh, well, I'd say Tarmac's just reeled in Ali a little bit. Whether Ali's just had a
might just had a
slight push on or something.
Moment.
Yeah. He's brought the time down to about 1.5 seconds, up to 2 on that bit there. But it's looking good. These guys are going to be comfortable just having a good run in these conditions, and that's going to bode them well going into the final, isn't it?
Yeah, they both looking strong here. I mean, even Tarmac hasn't made that many mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be about in the final. It's going to be about who doesn't have the most damage, I think. That'll be what it's down to.
Just a quick question that I was going to ask you before, and I didn't want to curse anyone on the start line, because we know that Ali sometimes has mega starts or a jump start.
Or a jump start.
And in that situation, in the semi-final, only 3 cars, if he jump started, would he still go through, or would he actually be terminated from the race? So to
that's
speak.
That's an interesting question, because it's never happened. Because
Yeah.
usually you've got more than 3 cars first of all. So if you did jump the start, you would automatically be out of the next one, because you.
I was going to say, you've disqualified yourself from that race, haven't you? So it's
so you actually get 0 points if you jump the start. You have to pull off, even if you crash and you don't finish the race or whatever. And as long as you start in the semis, you get points.
So that's something for the guys to bear in mind, isn't it? Even though it's a 3-car race, your place is definitely you're going through. You can still take yourself out. Them guys nicely secured through.
I just thought I was streaming. You see, the same like what you thought earlier. We do so much of this these days, swapping and back and forth.
I was going to say, we just need to swap the cameras as well, don't we?
Oh yeah, shoot. That was. See, I'm so confused.
Easily done. Easily done. But yeah, so we're just getting ready for this second qualifying. Not qualifying, semi-final, should I say? See, it's the rhythm's all gone, hasn't it, Kyle? The rhythm is all gone. We need to bring it back on track.
Yeah, we've sorted it now. You're in the broadcasting seat, I'm in the director seat. It's all going to work out now.
Yep.
So, we have semi-final 2. Matsutsi, Dragon, Shadow, and Motormouth. We know Motormouth was running late, so we might not see him join, but he does have an invite, so if he does make it back in time, he can. But it's unlikely. He had an emergency, so was running late. And yeah, so we'll see Carlo definitely. Dragon, he won't be in because he also can't make it, and that's a 2-car race.
It's unfortunate for them, but at least they get to experience the track and have a practice.
Fortunate points-wise for them, fortunate for practice for them, but it's not so fortunate for the spectators, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
I'm sure there'll be action.
There will be. Well, it won't be a 6-car race actually. It'll only be a 5-car race for the final.
But I'm sure there's bound to be plenty of action when you put 5 cars out there on that track in a final situation. There's bound to be plenty of action.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and these cars are so closely matched because it's identical. Even if with a setup, it's not going to change it too heavily. Whereas when you watch like the supercars, the different cars handle differently already. They got different acceleration sort of speeds, and so it makes like variety. Whereas here, there's not much you can do to the car to give it too much of an edge. It's more just about feeling how you feel comfortable driving it.
Yeah, it's your driving style that can make a big impact, doesn't it? And just experience in the car, I think, massive, significant impact. The more time people spend in these cars, you're going to see the closer racing, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a good start there actually from Carlo.
He's managed to break away just that first section.
And I mean, there's so much space here, they don't need to really, unless Shadow feels he's being held up, they don't really need to tactically use that Joker. But we'll see here, because Carlo did make a mistake.
I think he just clipped his back end, didn't he, on the wall.
Recovered well, though. That's sideways there for him. That's pretty much as sideways as you can go in these cars without bogging them down.
Definitely. It's good to hear the different, you can hear the different driving styles, can't you? Like Carlo's car, the revs are screaming, aren't they, all the way around the corner? I think
full send the whole way.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely one of the guys in the community that can earn that as his nickname, Full Send. We'll call him Carlo Full Send Matsutsi. Because even if he full sends it into the wall, he's always full sending.
Maybe there should be a full send competition coming up, just maybe a one-off. I'm sure Tarmac would enjoy that.
Event.
Yeah,
you take some rallycross cars or something onto some track, and then we'll let the fans decide who full sent best.
Yeah, it could easily set something like that up. But meanwhile, Matsutsi just edging away now from Shadow. Shadow's still putting in a good performance. He's gone for his Joker. It's going to bring you out side by side.
But Carlo just manages to hold on to it there, and he's still got his Joker to use. So. If I was him, I would actually use the Joker now, because then you'd get that pressure off the back of you.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary to have a car behind you if you could take the Joker now.
I can see Tarmac has added, if only he could use his own car for the drift competition there.
Yeah. There's drift cars in the game. I don't know how good you are at using the cars in the game, but I struggle a bit.
He's just died for his Joker, as you said, just to relieve that pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unnecessary. I mean, we would have liked to see them battle it out, obviously, but for him as a driver, you just don't need that other car breathing down your neck if it's not necessary, like we say. I wonder if he's picked up some damage, because his car looks a bit twitchy on some of those corners.
He's only glanced the wall a couple of times. I've noticed the back end on there.
It did look like Shadow at certain points was catching him as well.
Oh,
like here he's made a mistake into the wheel.
And that's lost him a lot of time.
Shadow's going to come out ahead of him, I think.
The camera's just decided to go somewhere. Matthews
so Shadow takes the lead. So that is very unexpected, but I mean, Shadow will secretly be overjoyed. He'll be super pumped right now. He just needs to hold on and not make a mistake of his own.
Yeah, it's that he's got the added pressure now of being in that first place, so all he needs to do is just continue to drive. Matsucci will not give up. He will be fully committed now and to get the points back.
He's Carlo full send Matsucci. He's not going to give up. He's going to full send it until his engine blows. There we go. We got Shadow's doing a good job there. Yeah,
he's looking controlled and comfortable, isn't he, and carrying the speed. I think he's if he can just hold on to this.
And he's on the last lap, so it's just not much longer he needs to hold on to it. But remember, it was this next part where Carlo made his mistake, and it's quite an easy one to think, oh, I'm not going to make a mistake here, then you just send it into the tyres, and he has sent it into the tyres.
But just avoids it, so it's a good job. But as you say, it just over-rotated the car, didn't he, coming into that final section?
Yeah.
So
luckily in these cars it's a bit easier. If you over-rotate the supercar, you carry so much speed through there that you can't really do what he did to recover, but he did a great job there to recover, and it wins him this semi-final race. So on to the final now. Pretty much everyone we just saw is in. So all those other guys need to come back and do their final.
So going into this final, have you got any favourites? Obviously we know Ali and...
Well, if Carlo doesn't make the mistake, but you know, Carlo, like, he always drives on the edge, you know, so he's... I don't know, I like his driving style, but it's a bit like mine. It's on the edge. We crash a lot, but when we don't, it looks cool. So,
and I think just throwing them six laps in, it's, you know, like 4 laps is... It's more comfortable to drive on the edge, but 6 laps...
I would say Carlo, speed-wise, is always up there, but Ali is probably... his driving style is a bit more long-term, and he always gets those good launches. So if he gets out in front and he just puts in the laps, I think he's going to do well. But we know anything can happen, and just like Carlo in the wrong livery there, he thinks he's dragging to for the final.
That's strange how it's swapped.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it does that sometimes, but it does.
There we go, he's corrected that.
Alright, so everybody that was just in the semis is in this final. 5 cars. Let's get this one underway.
I wouldn't rule out Tarmac's Shadow Lancer. They've just both had
Tarmac
good runs.
was looking very consistent, so he's got the long-term pace. I think De Napoli, we know when he comes right in that car, he's fast. So to be honest, it's anyone's race.
Starting position is going to throw a big...
I'm going to say if Ali gets through that bottleneck first, though, depending on the Joker strategy, that comes into play too. But I'd say he's got a good shot at this.
Yeah. So finals time. This is should be a close battle until death. I'm going to say yeah. So Tarmac strong there, De Napoli front row grid, Shadow. So Matsuti and Ali back row, and would that be Ali?
Scott is up on the stream here. He says good evening.
Good evening, Scott.
He's maybe he'll join us for the Mercs.
Maybe he might have time. But yeah, is it Ali there with the bad starting position out wide on the back row?
Yeah, that's Ali's. No, Ali is on the inside.
Ah, right, Ali's inside, so it's Matsu's.
That's Carlo.
Yeah.
So Ali, I mean, we've seen him. If he gets a mega launch and he probably goes like his left, our right, he might. We'll see. I wouldn't count him out with his launches.
He's gonna have a mega launch to go.
Is he gonna feel pressure here to do a mega launch and get a jump start? That's not what he would want in a final.
No, definitely not. I think from that position, I think I started from the back row, and I gave up on the start, and I thought, right, I'll just follow them into that first corner. But
into that Joker. That's where the Joker, it's pretty much you come out of that bottleneck last, you tend to go Joker.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to be behind a train, so even if you had the pace, you're not going to get through with 5 other cars ahead of you.
These guys are ready to go. Wipers are on.
Tarmac though, brilliant position to start with, so yeah, let's see. I think this is anyone's race.
Just slightly slow off, yeah. Tarmac just didn't get the launch. So that's Matsutsi's gone for the Joker.
Matsutsi in the Joker. So if he can put in the laps, we know he's got the pace. If he can put in those laps, this might be what he needed here. And Napoli is leading the pack that didn't Joker yet.
He's pulled out a little bit of breathing room as well to the other
guys at the back
3 guys.
Just battled a little hard there. You can see one of them, it's Tarmac missing his front bumper. So just a little battle, just spacing them out from the Napoli there. Ali up past the Shadow now.
Can Shadow get the switch back?
Again. Contact, but they both managed to hold on, but then contact with the 2 behind, so that has really hurt Ali's chances. He's stuck there just before the jump. But Carlo now, Matsutsi, his brother, is in the lead by far still, as nobody...
I think Tarmac's just on his... yeah, looked like he came out the Joker entrance to it.
He had contact there, so it's put him just ahead of Shadow. And Shadow hasn't done his yet, so that's going to be interesting if he takes his Joker now, where it's going to slot them out.
She's still looking under control.
You can see Ali's still stuck there doing donuts.
Donuts, he's...
I think he might have just called it quits here. He's just showing off at this point.
But yeah,
so
Matsutsi's car looking clean, just runs a little wide there.
Yeah, he's just got to be careful of mistakes like that, because some of these guys haven't taken that Joker yet.
We know De Napoli's quick, and he's got the air in the room, no pressure, just to bang in them laps.
Doesn't have anyone breathing down his neck at the moment, and that's what usually will cause you to make some big mistakes. But he's looking good.
Quite tight there, so question will be, when's he going to go for his Joker? Because at the moment, what's that, 4.5 seconds? I reckon that's going to bring him out neck and neck.
He might just save it for the end, like what some of the other guys have been doing. You put in your fast laps that you think, if you think you're fast, you stick on the main track, you put in the fast ones. But through the Joker now is Shadow. He's going to come out next to DiNapoli, side by side, door to door. But DiNapoli just holds on, but he runs wide and Shadow through.
I think he just clipped that tyre on the side of his car, which pushed him out wide. So unfortunate little mistake there from DiNapoli.
And that's all Shadow needed, so he's up into second, but DiNapoli's still got his Joker to use, I think, so he might just go now. Now is the time you do your Joker if you're in that position to answer back. But I don't think it's going to be enough though to get Carlo. Carlo is running away with this one. It's his race to make the mistake on. He's looking clean and good lines, so I think he's got this one.
I think he's learned from the qualifying, hasn't he, to just keep under control for all the way through these laps, and this one's in the bag for him.
Tarmac obviously involved in that contact earlier with Ali, so that's what slowed him down quite a bit in the race. But Carlo is just about to go on to his final lap here. He's had a very good race here, but any small mistake could give DiNapoli there the chance to catch him. So he doesn't want to do what he did in that last race and just sort of give it away.
DiNapoli's trying. I could see him, he ran it right into the wall, but he's carrying speed, and as you say, one little mistake now and DiNapoli would be nipping at his heels, wouldn't he? But
Shadow's
not too far,
DiNapoli,
yeah.
So
suits you now.
You know, this is the difficult. Sometimes you think you've won it here already, and you can just mess it.
He was going a little bit tight, and that's to readjust his line, but it hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't lost too much time.
Take first place. Second will be DiNapoli. Third place.
Oh,
that's the mistake. Imagine the leader had made that mistake. That's a common mistake there. And luckily he's got enough space between him and the next position. So third for Shadow. Tarmac looking very battle scarred there.
I think he would have picked up quite a bit of damage, wouldn't he, with that contact that they had before.
And Ali sitting there, obviously with a lot of damage as well. Will he give us some more donuts, or has he run out of fuel?
He's probably shredded his tyres too much, hasn't he? He's been having fun.
He doesn't have tyres anymore. Tarmac's sitting before the line. Is he going to do a donut? Maybe he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, Tarmac could have quite possibly there. Oh. There's a bit of a glitch. But
strange. He might have run out of fuel. That'll be interesting if we can find out what happened there. That is possible that he ran out of fuel. It's happened a few times.
Well, congratulations to them guys there, Matsuti, DiNapoli and Shadow, taking them top 3 spots. Good quality, good points as well for their overall points, championship points.
I'm just trying to think back who won this class in Sampala. Just going to have a look quick in our stats. It was... Oh, it was Kenny. But I think Ali came second, so Kenny's not racing this class tonight. But Ali would have come second there, I think. So yeah, so a new winner in this class. That's always nice when there's a new winner.
So yeah, I can just see Tarmac wrote on there he'd put 10 laps of fuel in, and in
so he ran out
6 laps.
Before the line.
Yeah, so they do obviously use a bit, don't they, when you're screaming the car.
Especially when you spin it a few times and you're really screaming and revving, and it's definitely possible. I always put in a bit more than you think you need. Anyways, we go on now to the RFN class. I will be racing in that class. We're just going to do like we did the last time we did these. We're going to do a semi-final with everyone because there's only 6 of us, and then we will do a
Final.
with the scores. So 2 action-packed races. Yeah.
I
Hope
think
you guys enjoy. I hope I don't crash it like I did the other day. But if Kenny is around, yeah, there he is. So he'll jump in and be on cameras. So I'm going to leave you guys and go focus on my race. And,
excellent. Have fun. Put on a show.
Yeah, whether it's a bad show or a good show, there's always going to be a show.
Exactly. It's
yeah, I'm going to leave you guys to that, and I'm going to go do that now. I see Motormouth did join as well, so he is here for the final race, so it's good that he managed to make it. We do like when everyone is able to race. We don't like it when guys have to miss it. Anyways.
Totally right. Enjoy.
I'll see you at the end of the stream.
Right, so yeah, as Kyle goes off just to get ready into his car, I think there's only there's one person that we're probably missing, which is unfortunately it was Hugh E.H. Boucher, which unfortunately no response from him. So just opens up a little bit more room out on track. Obviously, just going straight into a semi-final. All cars in there. That gives everyone a good shakedown just to get comfortable in the cars. You've seen a lot of the guys have been racing other different cars tonight. Scott obviously just jumped on, so he'll be using this one as a bit of a warm-up session, ready for taking a win in the final. No pressure there, Scott. Motormouth. So a little bit more time. Most of the guys are ready. K9's just getting settled. We'll have the show on the road for the final races of this evening. Pardon me. Just while these guys just get ready. We're loading in now. So yeah, the other night during qualifying, we saw these cars having carrying a lot of momentum throughout the corners. So it's down to people to get their braking points early, and I think for some of the guys that have just jumped out of the lights into these will have a major time to adjust to get their braking points ready. But we shall soon see how the grid forms for this semi-final. You got Motormouth there on pole, Matsutsi alongside him and Ali, and K9 on the third row. It's put Shadow Britain at the back of the pack. I think K9's there, starting with that awkward starting position out wide. I think his strategy will be dropping behind him and dive off for that Joker. Whether Shadow Britain will have the same answer as well, diving for that Joker. And so is the trouble when you know, you can commit to the Joker, and then next minute you're following two other cars in there, and that seemed to have been the wrong decision. But let's see what these guys come up with. Obviously, just adjusting some of the setups, making a few changes. I think we're ready to race. Let's see if Motormouth can take this into the first corner. It's a good launch there, pretty even. I think Matsutsi came across, but yeah, them two at the back both dive for the Joker there. So, and these three just run a little bit heavy into that second corner. But who would that be? That's Matsutsi has just managed to break away from Motormouth, where Ali is still behind him. But I think Shadow just had a bit of a moment coming into the tunnel there, but he's managed to regain it. These guys coming through here now. Ooh, just catching the back end, both for the Matsutsi brothers, Ali and Matsutsi, but Ali managed to get away with it. Just runs a little bit wide. I think Motormouth there just got a little bit out of shape on the brakes. That meanwhile allowing K9 to have some clear air. He's done his joker already, so that's giving him that clean air position just to carry on driving the track. Shadow Britain in second, he's completed his joker as well. I think Ali is looking to close him down. As I say, that Shadow's just got it all out of shape on that entrance, but then so does Ali coming into the tunnel, but does a 360 and carries on. That's allowed Motormouth to come back at him, but Motormouth just heavy on the brakes coming out of there, and just the car just pushes on. But Ali still carrying momentum here. Meanwhile K9 is 10 seconds up the road, so to speak. Just seems to be driving quite controlled and keeping it all under control, but still got a couple more laps to keep that. Now I'm sure he'll be just having it wide there. He'll be acknowledging that Ali's in that second place, not done his joker yet, but full send out the tunnel. Nice exit there, keeps it clean. He's getting confident with the car now, full sending it into these last few turns, going on to lap 4. To Ali there in second, Motormouth in third, so he's having a good run. Shadow's managed to come up as well, and Matsuzi is somewhere around the back. He's dropped down to the back. I think he might have pulled over at some point, struggling with damage, but Ali there, he's still trying to hunt K9 down. He's not gained a lot of time on him. He still has his joker in hand, but that isn't that's too big of a time difference to make a major impact into K9 once he has done his joker. Motormouth having a good run in third still. Shadow Britain in fourth. So Motormouth having a good run after the other night. I think he experienced a lot of contact in these cars. But Ali there, you can see K9 still out in front, still just having fun. I think Ali in attack mode, trying to hunt him down still. K9 is still very sideways coming out of the tunnel. Full sends it. You see Shadow Britain there just having a look at Motormouth, and I think just helped just nudge him on in that heavy braking area, but that brings him up into that third place. I think Motormouth might have died. I said there might be death in this race, and it looks like he's suffering from a lot of whiplash going head on into that wall. But Ali has completed his joker, and that's brought him within 6 seconds of K9, so K9 managed to take that joker and stay trouble free so far. Ali just having a moment there, but coming around to oh, see K9's done a mistake on the last corner, but that's, I can hear Ali but I can't see him, so can he carry that speed? It's going to be tight, but he just holds on. So with K9 mentioning all night that this last few corners are the tricky ones, he makes that mistake himself, so that's something to look out for in the final, and he'll fully have that acknowledged now that he can't make a mistake like that again. But yeah, K9 takes the points for the semi-final. Ali in second, Shadow in third, Motormouth, and then Matsuzi, which and 3 guys that's coming up that they didn't finish. So the guys stay in the lobby, and then they'll go straight back out for their final. So the guys should be pretty much loading up. So yeah, Monomouth just saying there that he did get a little bit rear-ended, and I think it's a strong wall coming out of that tunnel, and you can pick up a lot of contact there. So just with the racing, the guys obviously just struggling with the braking points, and just carrying a lot more speed than what they'd probably want to coming out of there. And I think K9 was probably the best coming out with it sideways, already set up for that corner. We shall see going into this final on who can control these cars, and it puts K9 on pole. So from this moment on, it's his race to lose. With Motormouth having another good starting position out on second row, on the second position. Shadow, Ali, and Matsutsi at the back row. We shall. Let's see if hopefully these guys will get through this first lap with no contact of each other, and hopefully settle in for a good race. But this is Rallycross, and that barely ever happens, does it? Engines are revving, so let's see who can get a good start. Hopefully no one jump starts. It seems a good start there by K9. He's managed to just get his nose in front. He goes standard. The two others, which is hang on a minute, that's not saying right. Yeah, Shadow and Ali, they're the ones that died for the Joker. I think Ali just had a slight mistake. That releases Shadow a little bit. K9 is that first of the hunting pack coming after them, so he's got a bit of work to do and a bit of traffic to contend with to try and make up time and choose when he takes his Joker. Hasn't registered on my screen that Ali has done his Joker, but I'm pretty much sure that he did. With K9 decides to go for his Joker now, which is probably a good move. Does he break it down just beautifully out the exit there and drops him straight in front of Shadow Britain? So I think he chose that right time to do that. Don't spend your time looking in that rearview mirror now, just get the hammer down. Shadow Britain's having a good run. Hopefully he can keep in that position with no major contact, but he's got Ali not too far behind him, so he's got that pressure of someone that we know is very quick in these cars. Matsutsi in fourth, and Motormouth, I think I'd seen him backwards through the tunnel at some point, so unfortunate. But just see, I think Ali had made a mistake there, so Matsutsi threw up into third place. And it's very tight with them, both them guys, but that's Matsutsi going for his Joker now, so that's going to bring him out with a nice bit of clear air from his brother Ali. Shadow Lancer's already through exiting the tunnel, so he's got a nice comfortable lead now. He just drive his own race. He'll still be looking at K9 there just in front of him, and at the moment this is looking like their guys. So I think Ali and Motormouth there had a bit of a coming together. Took a long time for them to get it back into gear and get underway, so unfortunate for them guys. But yeah, the race is on for K9 with Shadow not too far behind him. So on to lap 4. They got 2 more laps to hopefully stay pretty clean, no mistakes from these guys. They'll be taking these 2 top positions home. Matsucci back into 3rd place now, obviously with the other boys having a bit of a contact on track. You could hear the engine revs of K9 there. Full send. Ali back in Donut Alloy. He's just out having fun. I think they're catching up to the back of Motormouth, so he's up into 4th place. Oh, Motormouth had a moment there. That's gonna K9 hits him, and then that allows Shadow through cleanly. I think Shadow's gone through there and had a major moment coming out of there, and K9's back into the lead. So major dramas going through that one section there. But, what are we on now? One more full lap. So hopefully the guys' cars aren't too heavily damaged. I think yeah, Shadow's just ended up going the wrong way. So whether he's picked up a little bit of damage there, just needs to calm his nerves and keep it calm, and he'll be securing that 2nd place. K9 still seems to be under control in this one after a big heart-stopping moment, but he seems to be able to drive the car still pretty straight. Shadow still in 2nd. Matsucci, he's over a minute down, and so they're driving probably with extreme damage. You see K9 just runs out, just clips that barrier, but nothing too heavy to worry about. Just heavy into that Armco, and Shadow's had another moment coming out of that tunnel. So these cars looking extremely tricky to drive in the wet, but congratulations K9, he'll be happy with that. Shadow Lancer coming round for this final section, just keeps it all under control, and he'll be happy with a 2nd place. Unfortunately for the rest of the other guys, just too much contact, and that really has damaged the races. But yeah, you can see both Matsucci and Ali there, broken cars. Not too sure whether they'll pick up points for that one, but that'll all get sorted. But yeah, I think that was a battle of survival on that track in them cars. So interesting races with that Mercedes, and I just wonder, going on to some of the other tracks when it's a bit drier, hopefully that'll give them a bit more traction. See there the overall times, and lap time there of K9 is pretty strong, 41.9. That's pretty quick. That bodes well in the actual Rally Fighters Championship times, that does. So maybe he should use that car next when he rejoins into the main Supercar Championship. I'll put that one to him. So yeah, I think that concludes the racing for tonight. Obviously, next week we're back onto the X Series with the sprint races on Monday, and then the endurance racing on Thursday. So hopefully we'll have some of the guys back here for some epic racing. So thanks very much for watching.